Welcome to NRL 360 Rugby League from every angle, brought to you by Fort Everest. Joining me again, Gordon Tallis.
Hey, bro.
Let's bring the journos in. Buzz Rothfield and Brent Reid. He's back. Geez, you look fresh.
Do I?
You're glowing.
Just after Origin, I just needed, rep players just needed that week off just to freshen up.
Dan did well, mate. Dan did very, very
Dan's
well.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Dan is outstanding.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Buzz?
Don't try
I'm
drive
just
her a
trying
wedge.
to say, in this business, it can be dangerous every now and then taking holidays.
I thought you were
Was
a
this
little
your
bit.
second?
You were a little bit disappointed you didn't get us jumping the sea, aren't you?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy.
Reedy,
Hey, Braith, how are you?
you look great today too,
Thanks,
mate.
mate. Yeah.
You've had a good week?
I got to swim today. I'm feeling good. I'm up. I'm ready to go.
Bit of backstroke here down the bottom.
Shirt off. Gordy like you.
Oh, hang on.
Gordy like you. Get off.
That wasn't, mate. I tell you, I wish I was there.
Gordy.
Buzz.
What about that, eh?
That was fun, mate. That was just
wasn't
around the
like
corner. When you went to Githera,
Wow.
that was me.
I thought you were a little bit
That's
fitter
fat
than that.
shaming, I think.
Yeah.
I was a bit heavy there.
All right, well, everyone's been waiting for the Canterbury's attack to click into gear, and yesterday it did as the Dogs piled on the points against the Seagulls on the 30th anniversary of their 1995 grand final triumph.
Manly being kept waiting. It feels a little bit like 1995. Release the balloons. Canterbury onto Allianz Stadium. It's a big crowd on a Sunday afternoon. Burton will kick from the left. Wow, sub! Dropped it cold. Sam Hughes. Galvin. Quick hands Tracy. Quick hands Croydon. Good luck stopping Carruthers. Step 3 times. Burton sprinting through.
We adjusted our attack 2 days before the game, and just what we were doing wasn't really working, so I think it worked well tonight.
Hayward, Galvin, Canterbury, Tracy, Croydon, Carruthers! Needs support, knocked out by Manly. Play on Canterbury, Sherry, and front of the post. Canterbury over again. Canterbury have got a fourth try, and they're partying like it's 1995. Full time, Canterbury 42, defeat Manly 4.
That was the moment of the round, thanks to Ford, and the Bulldogs demolish the Seagulls as Serrato changes their attack, and they were on fire yesterday. What was the change?
Well, I think the big thing for me, Braith, was that Matt Burton looked as though he was freed up. I mean, he ran the ball a lot more. I think what they changed unleashed him, unshackled Matt Burton. I think they're a different side when you've got Galvin attacking on one side and doing what Galvin does. Then you've got Burton creating havoc as well. I mean, they're a potent team. We saw that yesterday.
The big thing with Galvin is he's not overplaying his hand. He hasn't come in there trying to be a hero. He slotted in nicely, as Cameron Serrato's told us. He's shown at training that he was ready to come into the football side. And I don't mind that a few weeks ago I said when he was sitting in the back of the box in Townsville, that's no place for him to be. He needed match time, whether that was New South Wales Cup, whether that was NRL or not. But Cameron Serrato, again, has been proven right. Sexton's gone back to New South Wales Cup. He's going well. But Galvin has given this side, as Cameron suspected, would another edge.
Being a Bulldogs half, what did you think?
I thought it was great. And I watched the press conference with Serrato, and he said they changed the game plan only 2 days out from the game, and they simplified it. And so I had a look at the numbers, and this is what stood out to me. Simplicity, really, and thinking run-first mentality, which any elite half should have that mindset. And these two going into yesterday's game certainly did that. Now, round 20 last week, 133 run metres between them, 13 runs. If you have a look at the difference, and then look at the tackle bust, right? 282 metres between the two, 3 line breaks, 20 runs, 14 tackle busts. So what that says to me is they just thought run first, get quick play of the balls, offloads, and also give service to the outside men. So what they haven't probably done enough in recent weeks or during the season is get the ball to Crichton and get the ball to Sherry, and quality ball. And that's what they did. And it also took pressure off those outside guys because they ran the footy so much. And you're right, Buzz, with Galvin. Galvin's Achilles' heel has been overplaying his hand and passing it when the pass isn't on. Yeah. And even the commentary yesterday around that was, and you could see it, if it wasn't on, he didn't pass it. If it was on, he did. And when he did, it was first class because that's what he brings. And, you know, you talk about evolution and why they made this decision, and we're seeing the fruits now. Like, I know it's only one game, and Galvin wasn't the best player in the field, but that's what's even better about this. He helped his other players. It was selfless, and helped his other players, you know, bring their best. I said last week, everyone's focused on Galvin so much, but in the process of all that, Crichton had lost his form a little bit, and so had Burton. And look what they did yesterday. So it's promising. Very good signs.
Yeah, I think the run threat, because normally when you're the forward defender, you're the back row, and when they run on you, it just pulls you out of structure because you got normally a bigger guy in the middle that's done a fair bit of work, and it just opens up everybody else. And you saw Trbojevic there, he got pulled away from his line. He was going up, he was rushing. So he was in two minds what to do with the playmakers, and that's what a running 5'8" half does to you.
I thought that performance showed Canterbury. I didn't have them quite at the top tier this year. I think it's put them into the top tier with Canberra and Melbourne and Penrith maybe. That's how impressive they were. They absolutely slaughtered Manly that second half yesterday.
I'll say one thing about Lachie Galvin, Braith. When you talk to people about Lachie Galvin, one thing they did talk about is he's a footy head. He's got great footy smarts, right? So to be able to come into a new club, pick up the game plan, and they change it 2 days before the game and handle it the way he does, it shows how intelligent he is as a football player.
Yeah. And let's not take our eyes off the fact that their defence was amazing again. Yeah. You know, like their attack was so good that there's been less said about their defence. The defence has been great for a long time now. So that is the backbone still. But as long as they can evolve as an attacking group, then they're a chance of winning a competition. You happy, Buzz? You happy with Galvin? You think he should stay in the team?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
You had your questions over there.
Sorry?
You had questions around it for a bit.
Well, look, I'm a stickler. And look, I didn't like the way the kid left the West Tigers, and that's a matter of record now. And I didn't like the way he challenged Benji and walked into Richo with a document or whatever you want to call it, dossier of 7 complaints. I didn't like the way that happened, and I really didn't. And I thought Toby Sexton had done enough to take him to the top of the ladder, top 4. But when someone who's got the coaching smarts of a Cameron Serrano tell me, that he can improve this football side attacking by making this change, you've got to back him.
That reminds me of something.
So it wasn't,
You were spotted today somewhere.
Well, what are you getting at?
I had someone call me.
Yeah.
And apparently you were having coffee with a head coach in the Shire.
Yeah.
Who was that?
That's true. No, I had a coffee with Cameron and his father, Nick Serrano, this morning.
Right.
In the Shire.
Who paid the bill?
Cameron picked up the bill.
Do you pay any bills?
Well, mate, I had a crack at him. The money he's on now, mate, he was entitled to settle.
Are you dumping the Sharks? You jumping on the Bulldogs?
No, I'm not dumping. No, I'm not
Are you back on the bus?
Dumping the Sharks.
You're on the Gus
They
train.
drink
You're on
at
the Gus bus.
Yes, it's a Gus bus.
No,
Gus
I'm not
bus.
on the Gus bus at all. I'm a Shark, although they played appallingly in Gosford on Saturday night. But Cameron Serrano's a good bloke. We had a laugh about my Sexton coverage and how there might have been a little bit of a backflip.
Hang on. We have an admission. We have an admission.
Well, mate, you've got to change your opinions on what you actually see each weekend. So,
But you were right at the time. Like when Sexton was going on top of the table, it wasn't broken.
Yeah.
They just knew.
Yeah.
And I honestly
that it was going to get better.
I honestly thought his signing would disrupt the team. We're paid to have an opinion, so I came on here and said it might disrupt the team.
You get paid lots, though.
The week that Burton moved to centre, the week that Marnie came off after 60 minutes and Sexton went to hooker, that disrupted the team, but Cameron fixed it.
One thing that the fans, I know, firsthand have got the shits with is some experts saying that they haven't played anyone or beaten anyone up the top of the ladder. What do you say to that?
Well,
And they have over the year, haven't they? It's just
Well,
of
not
late,
a lot of them
no?
though. I wouldn't say they've beaten a lot of them. I think they beat Canberra earlier in the year, but they have had they've had a reasonably cruisy run, to be fair. I mean, Manly's obviously a scalp.
Are you worried about that though?
Well, I think they've got some tough games heading into the finals. So I mean, they're going to face those teams eventually. I'm not overly worried, Braith, because I
They've
think
got Penrith, Melbourne,
they're a
Cronulla
tough
last
run.
3 weeks.
So I think that'll
You'll see where they're at.
Yeah.
But that's building. You know what?
huge
For them to
momentum.
go there against Manly are still trying to find out who they are and to put that points on them. I think that's You know, they just got to keep on building.
I would say they're getting better, Braith. That's the other thing. And you know,
You've got to beat the good sides to get that confidence.
Gelman's had 2 weeks starting. I think
get
it is.
better.
So they're going to get better and better as the season goes on.
Let's focus on Manly now. They fell short and they weren't very good yesterday. And it's the same old story with them. They play really good one week and here they are. And yes, they're a chance this year and their fans get excited and we praise them on this show. And then before you know it, they just go, boom, fall back off the cliff and they're back where they were.
It's funny, I had the pressure meter on Siebes at 6 out of 10.
Oh, hang on.
He blew up.
Yeah.
And I knocked it back to 2 out of 10 last week. She's back to 6.
Back to 6 or higher?
Back to 6.
No, back to, mate, they were poor. They were really, really poor yesterday. They're outside the top 8. And from what I saw yesterday, they've got a lot of Pasecas missing. Josh Aloye's missing. Nathan Brown's. They do not have
Brent, you were very critical of Buzz when he put the meter up.
Yeah.
Where have you got?
Well, he's not a 6 now. I mean, they can still make the finals.
What is he
They're
now?
ninth.
But if they don't, what I'm saying is
this week.
I don't
win
believe
that.
they'll make the finals, Rudy.
Okay.
After what I
Well,
saw on the
after
weekend.
the way they played the other day on Sunday, I don't blame you for writing them off.
Yeah.
But this is the problem with Manly, right? They're liable to go out and beat the Roosters by 20 points this week because that's the sort of side they are. Now, they're not consistent enough to win the comp. There's no doubt about that. But they've certainly got enough firepower and talent to make the finals. So I wouldn't be putting a line through Manly.
You know what they got to
answer the
do?
question, eh?
What was the question?
What's he on the meter?
I don't know, 3, 4.
Oh, mate, you want another interview with him tomorrow. Mate,
Well,
you're just
I'm
being
a copy
nice.
with him.
Look, you know what they've got to do? They've got to move Tom Turbo back to fullback.
I don't
He's
dispute
world
that.
class.
Okay.
He's with Tedesco, he's with Edwards, he's with all the greats.
Didn't
as
like
a
Hopewadi's
fullback.
game yesterday.
No, I didn't like Hopewadi's game at all. I think he's a terrific player, but he was caught out yesterday. Big, strong, tough, kicks he had to cope with, and he didn't cope with them. Turbo too got caught out with that extra space he's got to defend on the edge, and I'd be moving him to fullback
I'm with
straight
you,
away.
Buzz. I think it's time. I think Siebes said he wanted to see him get some confidence back and show what he can do. And I think we've seen enough of it in the past 3 weeks. I'd be moving Tommy back to fullback as well.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How many games does he play when he plays fullback? Are we saving Tommy from from himself?
Well, yeah, but they've got to save their season, Gordy.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important at the moment. I mean, I just think they're a better team when Tom's at fullback.
Yeah.
And I think the time has come to put him back there.
All right, now DCE, second half wasn't the best for him, it's fair to say. Has his defection to the Roosters derailed their season?
Well,
Has that been announced?
No, it's not announced. And as I wrote this morning, it will be announced when both East and Manly are out of play. And they've agreed on that. The two clubs, Cherry Evans's agents and Nick Pillai's at the Roosters will wait and do it.
Till both teams are out of play?
Yeah. At which, the way they're going, they won't make the 8.
Before the finals.
So in 6 weeks' time, there's 6 rounds to go. We'll probably get that announcement. The inside story on his signing at the Roosters is going to be fascinating. When it was done, how it was done, the meetings, where they took place.
Have you got the inside story?
I hope to have some idea a bit closer to when it's
Surely
been
you've done
announced.
enough work behind the scenes to get that story, Buzz?
Look. I don't want to press people on it now because no one's comfortable about talking about it. But he's signed, he's sealed, he'll be delivered in 6 weeks' time. And that story, has it disrupted the season at the
How long's
time
the deal?
it did? Sorry?
How long is the deal?
I think it's 1 year with an option.
An
Whose
option?
way, I don't know.
To play or coach?
Yeah,
or?
to play. But I'm told with the salary cap, you can't say you'll be assistant coach to Robbo. But you can say, look, there will be a coaching future here at some stage if you come across.
What's your view on this, Reedy?
Look, I think it impacted them when it first happened. I think they sort of got over it because they had some...
Sort of got over it?
Well, I mean, the weekend suggests they haven't completely got over it.
But up until the weekend, he was going good.
Yeah, he was going good. He's been good the last 3 weeks when they've won. But when things got difficult, they slipped back into their old ways, and that's the concern for me. I don't know how much of that stems from maybe a lack of trust or an unhappiness within the group over what's happened. Maybe that played a part. I don't know, but I think certainly it affected them. It certainly hurt them, and it may end up costing them a final spot.
All right, after 3 straight losses, very few people gave the Eels any hope against the Broncos on Friday night. But after 80 minutes, the blue and gold fans finally might start to believe.
bit of wobble on this kick despite the pressure on Moses, and it's Russell allowed to take it now. The kick, no Bronco inside. It's a try to Russell, and it's a stunned Suncorp Stadium. Oh, intercept. Now with those old legs got the pace. No, he didn't get there, but he slid over. Here's Moses, the early kick. Lomax, brilliant. Moses, Lomax, a thing of beauty. Walsh, man, this is it. Shibasaki, stab kick. Papali, puts it down. Walsh, oh my goodness. Reece Walsh, getting Brisbane the victory. And all Michael Maguire can do is laugh. But hang on.
Hey, tries under review, looking at an offside chaser.
Reece Walsh is inside 10 metres and interferes with play.
Oh, the bunker has decided the game. And Parramatta are back in front. They're not laughing now. This is an incredible win against the odds and backs to the wall. Brisbane might have just kissed top four goodbye.
That was the turning point, thanks to Ashley and Martin Medical Hair Centres. A bad loss for the Broncos, but a great win for the Eels. And Mitchell Moses, what a difference he makes coming back into this team. He's gone to another level, and he takes that team to another level, Gordy.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, Mitchell Moses. His kicking game, we've watched him at every level, just put the ball on the spot. But Parramatta, you know, people weren't happy with what they were doing, but it seems to be that the young kids, when they get their leader back, and, you know, you don't want to make them all one-player team, but Mitchell Moses is so important. And that's a great victory, I think, for Parramatta moving forward.
Yeah, I haven't had a big rap on Parra's recruitment for a long period of time. Whoever made the decision to ban clauses, sit down with Mitchell and his manager and take the clause out of his contract, that is worth so much for Parramatta. They're settled. Yeah. He's a champion halfback. He's so close to clearing Jerome Hughes. You'd nearly put him level with him. While ever he's in that football side, they're going to be competitive.
I don't know how many games he's played in the last few years. If he plays 26 games, Parramatta are not in that position.
Yeah. His kicking game alone's worth its weight in gold, right? And we saw that in the weekend because he just pinned Brisbane back. He's such a good footballer. And you're right, he's a difference maker for them. And if they can surround him with some more talent, which they're working on, they'll be a finals contender next year.
Rolls made some tough calls, but stuck to his guns. Are we seeing green shoots now?
Yeah, lots of green shoots, I reckon, Braith. I mean, I think we saw it the weekend. You can't beat Brisbane. That's a good Brisbane team. And to beat them at Suncorp is an immense win. So I think there's plenty of green shoots for them at the moment, heaps.
There's a bit of mail around. I don't know who the player is, that they're close to signing a very, very good edge forward. I don't know who it is. I think they need a bit extra with Dylan Brown's money.
There are a couple of players short still.
They're missing still an X factor, someone to, you know, take pressure off Moses, take pressure off some of the younger boys on the side. I'm chasing the story, not sure who it is. But they do have money to improve that side with what
they just got to be patient because they got rid of Gutherson, they got rid of Brown, and they might want to keep both of those if the price is right. But just wait for the right player.
I'll tell you what they got, Gordy. They got some kids coming through in their system. Some of the best young players in Australia at the moment. So if they can keep those blokes, in a couple of years they're going to have a red hot team.
Yeah, doing a great job, Parramatta, and Jason Rolls, who's going to be on Heavy Hitters next Monday, so can't wait for that.
What's happened to your Broncos?
What do you mean?
You're leading the cheer squad for the Broncos.
Hey, I'm the host. You just... we're just about to get there, Buzz.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, so just be patient.
I thought you were going to skip over.
The Broncos, after a loss...
Are you going to bring up army camps again? Or?
Yeah, we're about to get there.
I might talk about the harbour cruise.
Oh, this harbour cruise and these army camps.
Yeah. Oh,
they've lost touch with the four a little bit here, right? There was a big loss for them, one they probably should have won. They were in a position to win it. They couldn't get it done. They kind of got in their own way. But how bad was this loss and how much of an impact may it have on their season?
Well, I think with the roster they have, they're entitled to be in the top four. You look at Haas, Carrigan, you look at Reynolds, you look at Walsh, you look at Mam, Hunt, Staggs, the other Queensland centre. That's a top four roster. I think if they make the 8, it's a satisfactory season, but that's all.
I heard you
fa-
say if they don't
said
make
it's
the
a
4,
failure.
it's a failure.
Yeah.
I'm
They don't
not
make the
sure I
top
said
4.
Well,
On Triple M.
Pretty sure that's what
you sure I
said.
said failure?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Well,
bro.
let's
But
go
I think
back
that they
listen
should be
to
in the
the
top
tape.
4.
yeah.
You know as well as I do that's a roster to make the top 4. You know I've had doubts
I
about
tipped
them all
them for
year.
the top 4.
I tell you
So
his
I do
opinion.
understand
I
that.
tell you his opinion. I reckon he's a good judge. Billy Slater, right? Queensland coach, won the series. He said after the game, and I wrote the quote down, I don't think the Broncos understand who they are and what they are trying to do. And for him to say, and he watches his footy, you know what he's like with the tapes, and he just said, I just feel the balance of their game is off. And
There you go, Buzz. There's your quote from Billy.
yeah, well, there it is, yeah. So
Well,
talk us through it.
I think, Buzz, I think the thing with Brisbane was it was always going to take some time, right? Madge came in, blew the whole joint up, basically, right? So it was going to take some time for them to embrace what Madge does, the way he operates, and I think we've seen the fruits of that in the past month. That loss in the weekend was a setback for them. But they've been better.
But
They've been
Rudy,
better
I've
in the
just,
past
I've
month.
just read you out that roster.
I understand the roster, Buzz, but as I said to you, I think it was going to take time, and that's what's hurt them. That result of the weekend,
Those
yes,
players
that's hurt.
don't play Maguire-style footy. So you're going to have to change the whole roster. Hear me out, because Reece Walsh, right? No, because he's getting punished for all of his passes. I watched him play the Titans the week before. If you don't play, they don't win. So those players that are flamboyant, and we've all played with them, that throw those specky balls and you see it, they got to wind it back a little bit, but that's the style of footy that got them close to beating Penrith. When he and Ezra Mam started going and just expressing themselves, they just got to defend their
To
mistakes.
be fair, though, they won, 4 in a row before this loss of the weekend?
Yeah,
with-
but when
with
you
Reece
say
playing
4 in
the
a
way
row,
Reece
you
does.
look at the quality. I think they had one tough side. They had a couple of buys.
They've beaten the Dogs twice this year.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
I think they're doing a good job. I mean, that was definitely a setback, and you can allow that in the modern day game. Everyone has a week like this. We've seen it all year.
They do.
But overall, they'd improved a hell of a lot the last month or so. And I think, again, like a lot of teams, the next couple of months is going to tell us a lot about them and their coach and whether if they get to that top 8, top 4.
The bottom line is, though, Braith, and I can understand you want to give them time, and the next 6 weeks will decide. They were entitled to beat Parramatta with that roster comfortably on Friday night. Of
course.
It should not have even been a football contest.
Are you blaming the new buckets and army camps? Still,
No,
or?
I'm not. Look, that was a G-up. I said that at the start of the year. Times have changed, in my view, the way teams prep for football. Yeah. You don't agree with me.
Are you backflipping again?
No, I'm not backflipping whatsoever.
That's a bit disrespectful to Para. I mean, you just talked about what a difference Mitch Moses makes to this team, and then you've just
So
said...
he's talking about roster and if they play to their potential.
But that's
Who
not,
wins
that's
that
not a
game?
dud side. I mean, they've got some
hold
decent
on.
footballers.
How many
outside.
Parramatta
Brisbane
players?
should win.
How many Parramatta players,
but-
2 or 3, would make the Broncos side? You'd put Lomax in, you'd put Moses in, and possibly a forward. That's all that'd make the side.
Will Penasini,
on
maybe?
paper, Will Penasini. Who's he going to knock out? Staggs or the Origin Centre? Come on, seriously.
No, maybe 2 Parramatta.
Well, Shibasaki's played one
right
Origin
bower.
game this year.
Well, it was. That was a right down. I didn't even know.
Really?
Josh Adokar.
Really?
Hey?
No. They just let go Selwyn Cobbo. That's better than him.
Selwyn Cobbo's playing
Clearly
second
it's
grade.
not, because he's been playing reserve grade.
Hey?
I don't think Selwyn Cobbo's better than Josh Adokar, what we've seen this year.
Does
Watch
Payne
the
Haas
Dolphins next year.
need a rest?
Yeah, I said that a month ago.
They don't have a choice. They've got to play in Braith. They need to win footy games.
Yeah, but
So-
Brady, you say that. You say that.
Really?
But
Who have you been
Nathan
talking
Cleary,
to? If that's your son, here we go. No,
That's
I'm
my
going to ask
opinion.
you a question.
Why can't you rest him during the week and play him on weekends?
If that's your son and he's got hamstrings, quads and all that, and he just needs 2 weeks off,
They can't afford to give him 2 weeks off, Gordy.
why not?
Because they need to win football games.
But you know what, Rudy?
What?
Penrith need to win footy games. You know what Ivan Cleary did? He rested Yeo, he rested Cleary, he rested Martin, he rested Toto for New Zealand. Following week, you know what he did with his son? Best halfback on the planet, best player on the planet. Started him on the bench.
What about this week,
He's
Rudy?
managed them really well.
They're playing South. Do you rest him?
I don't want to be disrespectful to South, but if I was going to rest him,
He wants to rest him.
if I was going to rest him, this would probably be the week I did it.
Because they need
Don't
Payne
disrespect
Haas,
the
right?
Wayne and
Disrespecting
South.
Wayne. It's not nice, Rudy.
Disrespect Wayne. But if we're going to do it, this
If they
is
want
probably
to
the week.
change to win,
right?
they need
Yeah, well,
Payne
probably,
Haas
yes.
100% fit. We all know what Payne's done, how he's gone through the last 5 years in Brisbane and what he's played. he's just a bit tired. And coming through the origin period, like he was struggling, he wasn't playing, he just needs 2 or 3 weeks off to get his body right.
Gordon, they can't give him 2 or 3 weeks off.
But you can,
give him.
mate.
You can't. Just give him one. Give him
Mate,
one if you got to.
You can, because you know
Flogging the
what,
dead
and we're
horse, eh?
talking about now there's 6 weeks to go. The business part of a rugby league season's that last 3 weeks.
If you're in the business,
finals.
not if the business goes bankrupt before you get there.
Well, Penrith were in a worse position than them.
Yeah, but they were trending nicely. They've been there, done that. Listen,
Tino's Titans' best player, and they won without him.
Yeah.
So you can do it. If it's a halfback, you go, you need him because he can kick around. But when you play the way Payne has plays, he just needs
I'd rest him this week. Give him this week off, end the game, and bring him back late next week. And that's
We're on
enough,
your side,
I reckon.
Buzz.
All right, let's take a look at our Sportsbet player of the round nominees for round 21. And here they are. Harry Grant, how good was he? With Jerome Hughes going off with the injury. 3 try involvements. Nathan Cleary, the return of, with 3 try assists. And as we mentioned earlier on in the show, Matt Burton was outstanding. 217 run metres. Now, Penrith, they are making a genuine run, and everyone's looking over their shoulders. This is scary.
I think, Reedy, you wrote him off 6 weeks ago.
Well, I'm still writing them off because I don't think you win. I don't think you win the grand final from outside the top 4. Sorry, I don't
They
think you
could
can
get
do
to the
it.
top 4.
Well, then I'll change.
They're only 3
Then
points.
I'll change my mind.
They're only 3 points behind the
Then I
Warriors.
reserve
But
the
you're
right.
telling me,
I reserve the right to change my mind
Ready,
if
the
they make the
Warriors,
top 4.
the Warriors won on the bell against Newcastle.
I understand that.
And then they got beaten at home by the Titans.
Yep.
I think Penrith are near certainties to overtake them and go into that.
Well,
But even from 5th,
No.
they're going for 5 comps.
I understand that. I don't think it's.
They can win from anywhere in the 8. I said they just had to get
I
there.
don't know. I don't think they can. Winning 4 games straight in the finals to win the grand final, no,
Okay.
can't be done.
And that's
So
hard to
confident
argue
too.
about.
So confident.
That's really hard to argue, but you reckon they can beat everybody in the top 8?
They could beat them all, but 4 weeks in a row, no.
Right.
It's too hard.
How many
Well,
weeks
mate,
have
you
they
know
just
what?
won in a
They've
row?
won 7
Yeah,
or
but they
8 in a row, haven't they?
Yeah, but have they played top 4 teams and top 8 teams every week? No.
Yeah, do they play
I just
the
think it's
Bulldogs?
too hard, Gordy. I just think in the modern game, with all those teams at that time of year, they're all going to be up, and I just think it's just
It's all
too
about the
difficult.
best team nearly ever here, arguably.
I understand that. The other one 4 in a row. It's pretty impressive. I don't think they win 5. Unless they made the top 4.
I'm not going to twist your arm here, am I?
If they made the top 4, I'm happy to
You're happy top 4.
jump in. I still
You
think
obviously don't go
Melbourne
out.
are the team to beat.
You don't go to the West that often, do you? You stay on the Northern Beaches.
No, so they've done like the job they're doing at the moment. Unbelievable. What Ivan's
I think
done
so
and
as well.
Nathan, ridiculous.
Never been west of the Anzac Bridge, have you?
I try not to be.
All right, stick around, journos. The Aussies look to clean sweep the West Indies in the final T20 tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. You can catch all of the final game live on ESPN.
I think I remember seeing a young Greg Inglis. He had the frosted
tips.
Oh, what a talent, what a player! First thing Craig Bellamy ever said to you was, get out of my face and get fitter or something like that.
Yeah, I won't repeat what he actually said.
You're 18 by the time you debut, but what was that like?
This is try time on debut.
It's like a deer in headlights, really.
Greg Inglis will collect the 4 points.
That gave me the drive and motivation to actually want to do it.
Up we go. Here come the Storm.
2010, it all comes crashing down.
We are not going anywhere. We ain't going to surrender.
And we was in disbelief. This is really happening.
Russell calls you, but you didn't believe it's Russell, right?
No, I hung up on him twice.
They can't stop it. Greg Inglis has scored. That is a magical rugby league try. He is the king of Olympic Park. One of the superstars of the game. He bumps it away, dives at the line. I think it's a try.
You've been very open about your bipolar 2 diagnosis, your battles with anxiety, depression.
Do you feel like some days you can't, get up out of bed, no motivation? That became pretty much my norm.
How bad did it get in those times?
About 7 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting here and spreading the word around mental health.
Welcome back tomorrow night on Face to Face. Greg Inglis, what a player, what a beast, what a machine. One of the best ever to play our game.
You played against him. In the time I've watched the game from sort of the early 80s when I think 13 Greg Inglis's beat any other player that I've watched. If you put 13 Greg Inglis's from 1 to 13 and any other the great players that we've had, I think he wins that game.
You talk about what a player, what a story. I've had a look at parts of that Duke interview. It is so inspiring. It is so good, the awareness it's raising around GI struggles, and it's really special, and I'm so glad he's done it and he's been so open about it.
Man, he was so good in big games. Like, in big games...
Swat them off like
he was
flies.
just at his best. Like Wally Lewis always found his best in big games, and GI was the same.
He always had another year.
Yeah.
Always had another year.
This try against Brisbane when he goes 90.
Unbelievable.
And he does it on his ear. And even when he scores the try, just the way he slides and gets up, like everything that he does, he's just a natural. And what an athlete. And as you said, Buzz, like the story about, like GI, like just... Like,
he's not even breathing heavy. It's like, just
amazing there.
This is our producer, Mitch Diffin, just put through this one at the end. It's the best night of his life. He went missing for a few days after that. All right, now the Bunnies. Jack Whiten pleads not guilty to that shoulder charge ban. This has got people split a little bit. How did you guys see it? Are you happy with it or not?
It was an illegal tackle. It wasn't a... there it is there again, where I think he's, led without wrapping his arms.
Yep.
The collision caused a Category 1 sin bin. I'm not sure if I agree with the grading. What was the grade 2?
I think it was, I think so.
Yeah, I think they're fighting,
because it is a head clash in the end. I think it's a really poor technique of tackling. He didn't wrap his arms. I think Jack's come out to put a shot on. He's big, he covers himself, and it's a poor choice of tackle. But a head
clash... can't tackle like that.
It was an accident.
No.
It was an accident, but it was caused because of the attempt to shoulder charge.
Yep.
It was careless and high force. So you can understand it, right? Why it was given and why he's been given the charge he has. I can understand them challenging it.
Yeah.
Because there was no ruling. He didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
And it was the head that did the damage, right? So,
but you look at him fall to the ground. Look at him fall to the ground. It knocked him straight out.
The judiciary should not look at that because it's the attempted tackle. It's not the injury, because that's a head clash, and that does happen, and that's an accident. So you're charging on the shoulder charge.
If he hadn't have gone in with the shoulder and gone in at a level he should have gone in with his arms, that injury most likely would not have happened.
That's a good point.
You're on
fire tonight, Buzz.
Hey, can I just do a correction? Well, you blokes said that I said on Triple M yesterday that the Broncos were a failure if they didn't make the top 4.
Yeah, what'd you say, Buzz?
The producers during the break checked the tape. I said their season is not good enough. So, Reedy, next time...
A bit like your performance, Reedy.
You know what, Buzz?
Sorry, Buzz.
Everyone at home who just watched that is going to sleep better tonight because of it. Thank you very much.
Credibility-wise, Braith, I thought it was important.
You worried about credibility, Buzz? Right. After another loss, Wayne Bennett refused to answer questions about the wooden spoon. Take a look.
With Gold Coast, are you concerned about the wooden spoon, or is that something you're not?
I knew someone had asked that question. I'm not answering that.
Yeah, Wayne Bennett there refuses to address the spoon talk. Will it become a reality?
Has he got one as a coach?
He hasn't.
No.
Geez, it'd be good if he got one for his trophy cabinet. It'd be funny. Because it'd be just ringing. Because I can just imagine Alfie's...
I'm sure he's finding it funny, Gordy.
Mate, I can only imagine Alf's phone call to him when he gets it.
What's seven trophies and one wooden spoon?
And just one wooden spoon just sitting.
But like
they are a chance.
The reality is, right, because he's never won one, it's a bigger story, right, Buzz? So it is going to be asked and talked about.
Oh, it's a massive story. 8 straight losses, them on the bottom of the ladder, on their own, on for and against, is a huge, huge story at a great football club. And I said when we were talking about them recently, we're not talking Titans, West Tigers, we're talking South Sydney. Great club, should be in a position of strength. We got to mention, though, their injuries are just horrific. But that's another story in their high performance, in their sports science, in that other clubs don't. Penrith, Melbourne, Canberra, Canterbury look like they're almost at full strength. So it seems to me a lot of these injuries are happening at training.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mix of both, Buzz. I mean, Junior Toller at the weekend, What do you do? Dislocated his shoulder from memory? I mean, I think...
What about Latrell?
Well, Latrell's a training one, so is Cody Walker, but they've had plenty of injuries.
And what about
Cam Murray as well.
Yeah.
But
That's $3 million
That's three big ones, right? The big ones have happened at training. But they've done plenty of... they did a review of everything last year. They reviewed the surface at Heffron Park. They've been through this. They've got in physios and experts to look at what they're doing. They changed their high performance staff this year. I just think it's plain dumb luck that's hurt them this year.
Before we go, I wonder, mate, it's been a tough weekend for you, old mate.
What was
Your man, Hulk Hogan, very sadly passed away.
Oh, hello, look at this.
He was my hero growing up.
Yeah.
We were all good mates, the Hulk. Caught up a couple of times when he was 80, yeah. I looked up to him growing up, Buzz.
Hulk Hogan and the Greek goddess.
Yeah.
Look, the Greek god, look
Is
at
this
that.
where you get your frame from?
I'm trying to keep up with the Hulk.
Yeah, wow.
What did you like the Hulk?
What year was that,
Hulkamania.
No, it was at the Roosters. He did like a members campaign for the start of the season, and all the boys there, Toddy and Minnie and...
You're the same size as he.
Yeah. I think it's just a bit of a weird angle, that one, you know.
That shirt's a bit
tight.
Did you wear the small shirt on purpose?
I've always thought about growing one of those moustaches. What do you think?
Go for it, mate. Go for it. Very sad story, though, seriously.
It is a sad story. All right, stick around. Up next, it's Heavy Hitters with Kangaroos coach Kevin Walters. Welcome back. Now it's time for Heavy Hitters with Kangaroos coach Kevin Walters. Kevy, congratulations. A huge honour. What does it mean to you to be the coach of the Australian team?
Yeah, look, I'm really grateful, Braith, firstly, for the opportunity to coach the Kangaroos. I've played for the Kangaroos numerous times and also toured with the Kangaroos. So it's I understand the experience that the players get out of touring, but also the seriousness of it as well, how much, the Kangaroos mean to the Australian people. And obviously heading over to England with this side, with this squad, we're going to do a great preparation for it and get over to England and do Australia proud, mate.
Kevy, like you said, you've played 11 Test matches for the Kangaroos. Surely you've got some great memories of wearing the jersey.
No, I certainly have, Braith. Particularly playing at Wembley, that was probably one of my best performances, for Australia, off the bench, believe it or not, playing for my country. But yeah, it was a big moment, the '92 World Cup, and also just playing for the Kangaroos. It doesn't matter, I played up in PNG for the Kangaroos, and also Ashes tests here down in Melbourne and Brisbane and Sydney. So wonderful experience over in New Zealand as well, playing for the Kangaroos. So look, it's just a great experience, and it's very much under. I feel sometimes that the jersey is undervalued compared to state of origin, or But for me, playing for Australia was the pinnacle of my career. I remember getting up early in the morning with my brothers, watching the Kangaroos play, in the late 70s and into the 80s. I remember the 82 Invincibles, how good they were, overseas in England, and certainly like a childhood dream to play for the Kangaroos. And now, when I finished playing, to get the opportunity to coach the Kangaroos, it's really amazing. And a really special time for me and also, my family who've been there with me all the way as well.
Hey, Kevy, it's good to hear, mate. Congratulations on the role. Does that make it more special? I was lucky enough to play at Wembley, but some of these guys, for the first time, get to play at this famous ground.
Well, Gordy, it's a very famous ground, as you know, not just in rugby league, but in world sport. And I was fortunate enough to play there in '92 at Wembley in the World Cup final. We're expecting a huge crowd to come to London to support not only the English but also the Australians as well. Some good ticket sales already. They expected 60,000, 70,000 people at Wembley, which is a very unique experience when they start singing and a very vocal crowd as well. Hopefully we'll keep them fairly quiet for most of the match though, because the plan is obviously to get over there and put in some really strong performances with the game, at Wembley, then up to Liverpool for game 2 and then to Headingley Leeds for game 3.
Kevin, with so much talk about players defecting to rival nations, have you started making the phone calls yet to the Payne Haas's of this world? And should you really have to try to talk someone into wearing that jersey, or should they just want it anyway?
Yeah, well, firstly, Phil, I have made some conversations and picked up the phone. So there'll be some meetings in the next couple of weeks with those guys. I won't be trying to convince them to play for the Kangaroos. I want to sit down with these guys and outline my plan for the Kangaroos and where we're going to take the jersey, and then just get an understanding of their feelings towards that and how they feel about, playing for the Kangaroos. If they want to continue and play for our jersey, that's great. I love that. And if they don't, and I totally respect, I get it with the Pacific nations and the way the game is growing in other countries, I totally understand and respect their decision in that regard as well. So we'll get 22 players in that jersey that want to play for the Kangaroos and want to die for our country, mate, because it's going to be a very tough series. We need everyone on board to be pushing hard in that Kangaroos jersey.
Hey, Kev, Brent Reid here. Obviously, mentioning to pick up the phone to those guys, that must mean you have some hope that you can convince them to play for Australia. What do you think you have to do to convince them? I know you're saying blokes are going to want to play for Australia, but I suppose there's also a chance that you can turn them around if they're leaning that way.
Yeah, Reedy, I won't be trying to convince them to play for Australia. I'll get the vibe from them if they want to pull on the jersey or not. I don't feel you need to convince someone to play for Australia. That doesn't make sense to me. They either, want to play and want to be part of the squad, or they don't. And again, as I said earlier, I totally respect whichever decision they make. It's not a right or wrong decision, but we want 22 players over there who are going to play for their country in the green and gold and give everything they can for our country.
Kevin, what are you going to do about your coaching staff? I wanted to ask you, there was a bit of mail around someone like Willie Peters, who's based in England, knows the Super League, knows the Pommy players better than anyone. Someone of his calibre, even a Brad Arthur, might be considered as one of your assistants.
Yeah, well, I'm casting a big net, Phil, for the both assistant coaches' roles, both in defence and attack. I'm going to have a chat to the current coaches who work with Mel. I'm sure they did a great job in there as well, and also some people that I would possibly like to bring into the organisation to help me with my work and that I do. And certainly not so much me, but also the players. We need the best people available to come to England and working together to get the job done over there. And those people I'm in conversations with at the moment. So. We should have all of that. That's probably my biggest task at the moment, is finding out the people who are available and want to come over, and also sorting that out from a staff point of view, getting that right, so then we can focus on the scheduling. We're very fortunate that Mel and the NRL have done a great job with the scheduling of the tour and the hotels and training fields and recovery centres. All these places have been booked. And so they're ready to go. It's just a matter of now of finding the staff to put around the team, and also, of course, a big important job is selecting that team after the grand final on Sunday, the 5th of October.
Kevin, you just mentioned selecting the team, and it's only early doors, but will you be looking to pick players from the Origin series or even outside that?
Well, I think Origin series is a good place to start looking, Braith, but it's not the be-all and end-all. I remember myself, on those Kangaroo tours, some players played their way into those Kangaroo tours with a great final series, and this year's series looks to be very exciting. A lot of clubs in contention, so you can obviously force your way into the side through a terrific final series, so that part is important as well. Look, I'm really excited about the depth that we have in the Australian Rugby League team. I think I know all positions are very well covered in depth-wise. We're going to put together and assemble a really strong squad to take to England and fight for the Ashes.
Hey, Kevy, club coaching and rep coaching is totally different. So this side, are you going to go back to when you were playing and try to pull on some of those old strings when you were playing for your country? Is that the style of footy that you want to play, that open 90s style?
Well, Gordy, club coaching is a little bit different to coaching, the rep teams in Origin and Australia. Well, this is my first time in the Australian camp as a head coach. I've been involved as an assistant coach before with the Australian side. So it's about bringing people together, Gordy, and working really hard, but also getting excited about what lies in front of them. A test football match over in England, that's pretty exciting for my mind. And the style we want to play, we want to bring the skill set of the team that we pick, and I'll be sitting down with the selectors, and obviously, there's lots of guys in contention to play for the green and gold, but I want to play an open style of exciting brand of football, and also be very strong with our defence as well. Our defensive principles are going to be really important to us, so that we can not only defend our line but sort of attack with our defence as well.
Hey, Kevy, I noticed you've only signed up for 3 test matches. Not sure it was your choice or the Commission's choice. Is that mean you're keen on another crack at NRL? You seem a guy who'll never lose the bug to have another go at club coaching, and I know you've got to get this job done first. But why just the 3 games, mate?
Yeah, well, I'm a career coach, Phil, so this was a wonderful opportunity that presented itself sort of from left field when Brad sort of knocked the job back. So I grabbed it, mate. I wanted to coach. I always wanted to coach Australia. But when I finished playing, you know, I had 3 goals that I wanted to do, and one was coach, you know, in the NRL, one was coach State of Origin, and obviously the third and probably the most one that I'm really chasing was coaching Australia. So that's now, you know, I've got the opportunity now to coach Australia, and I want to make the most of that. Very much so, and I'm going to put all my energy and all my thoughts, all my skill as a head coach into this position for the next 3 months. So it's actually a 12-month contract that I have with the NRL. So after the series, both parties will sit down and see, you know, where we're at and where we want to go from there. But right now, my big focus is not so much the 3 matches, but game 1. That first test at Wembley's, you know, as we know in these 3 test series, the first match is really important to get out of the blocks nice and strong. And play well.
Hey, Kev, Mal obviously did a great job with the Australian team. Will you pick up the phone? Have you spoken to Mal at all and picked his brain about maybe some of the genius behind Mal and what he did with the Kangaroos?
Yeah, well, that's where I'm sort of very fortunate. The Australian Rugby League is as well. The National Rugby League, you know, Mal's left a great foothold with the Australian job. The Kangaroos have been a very successful time under his tenure. There's some great principles that he's put in place that we will just roll with. We'll just continue that. And fortunate as well, you know, I took over from Mal when Mal left the State of Origin scene back in 2015. So obviously he set the Kangaroos up to be successful for long term, not just short term, and we'll be certainly, you know, running with Mal. I mean, I've already had some phone calls with Mal. He's been very helpful, you know, just letting me in on some ideas that he had and bit about the tour over in London and also up in Liverpool. So he's been great, and we'll have an open conversation regularly, I would have thought, about the way he did things in the Australian camp, because he did such a fantastic job, and, you know, no need to change things if they're not broken.
Good on you, Kevy. Congratulations again. You know, we love you here at Fox League, and we're really happy for you. So it's a great opportunity, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Braith. I'm really looking forward to it. It's also what gives me a bit of a spike is Gordon's come back to work, which is unbelievable stuff. That really, that really excites me as well, mate. Good on you, Gordy.
Thanks, mate. Oh, how good. Hey, Buzz, mate. Hey, Buzz, I think Kevy wants you to be the media manager too.
I reckon that'd be Dobbo. He's very tight. He's very tight with Dobbo.
All right, we got to go. It's been a long night. You just keep getting better every week, every year.
Oh,
Rudy, you've been sensational, and Buzz, you'll be happy you can add an extra invoice because you stay a little bit longer.
Absolutely. Thanks,
the
mate.
match, Buzz.
All right, up next, we reveal our player of the round, and following us, it's the latest edition of Matty and Cronk.
Here it is. No, Cleary goes low. It misses the upright cutting. He does fine. He finds Tungle. Not over the top, but with a curving low grubber.
He is a master with the boot, isn't he? Just look at the spin on that ball, the rotation on it, and the way it angled out.
That is some kick from Nathan Cleary.
Welcome back. That was Nathan Cleary making his mark thanks to Steel Blue Boots, established in comfort, and our player performance of the round is Harry Grant with 41% of the vote. Pretty close one. Just a little too good for Nathan Cleary and Matt Burton, who were sensational. Gordy, It's great to have you back.
Good to be back, Braith.
Big week ahead. That's it for NRL 360 for tonight. Now it's time for Matty and Cronk.